Alrighty then. Yesterday's video I asked if somebody would identify the height of the land presented in the video that Sandra showed at the relevant timestamp. And I was really aiming it at Roohif, because I wanted Roohif to give me a little infamous red line I've seen so much about. According to his model, Roohif can model where the base of these mountains should be. So I thought, right, I can prove that the base of the mountain's on screen, and it's right the way down to the beach, and I'm going to demonstrate it. But I needed one of them to make the claim. So what I did was I poked the bear a little bit, and I spotted that there was an intentional error that I could, on purpose, make, but force the correction, which I've now got. I did ask somebody to identify the elevation of the land marked 3, and if I would have got that information from Roohif, I would be able to show how dishonest he's being. But I haven't got that information, and he's swerving it. Don't know why he's swerving it. Well, actually I do. It's because he doesn't want people to see what he's doing is wrong. But I have got his infamous red line, and this is what we're now seeing. So this red line represents where, in Roohif's opinion, is the base of the mountain on a flat plane, based on whatever model he's put into it. I'm assuming that he's removed the atmosphere. I'm assuming that he's not... I don't actually know what his explanation is, but according to Roohif's model, this red line represents the base of the mountains where the mountains should be if the Earth were flat and not having any atmosphere to cause all sorts of mayhem at the horizon. If I demonstrate and show you all categorically that we are indeed looking down to the base, we are indeed looking... I know there's no beach here because it's rock front, but we're essentially looking down to the beach where the water meets the land, then this does prove that the Earth's flat. There is no rebuttal to it, and Roohif will have to concede that the Earth is plane and that he is wrong. Obviously, he's never going to do it, and all the ball earthers will feed the convenient lie because they all want the convenient lie. They'll pay for it as well. They'll give super chats in the name of the convenient lie, so they'll push it no matter what. I'm now going to show you the deliberate mistake that I made. Now, this is a time frame or a freeze frame from 5 minutes into the video. It just happens before the clip that I used yesterday, and I spotted that this land in the foreground, it drops into the ocean or the sea, the Irish Sea. Now, if Roohif is correct, then this land that I've got circled in the yellow V shape would all be underneath the water, because this is the land that he claims is below the surface. You can see it on the red line that Roohif has got. He claims that all of this land that is below the horizon is the land in the foreground, and he thinks that this is all missing. Well, I noticed that Baldrine was behind this. I noticed that there was a ravine in the background, and I realised that ball earthers would immediately claim that the chest or the cleavage connection bit, they would immediately claim that was Baldrine. Now, when I realised that, I was like, could I counter that with anything? And I can, because if I move the time frame a little bit further back and show Sandra's work from a little bit earlier, you can see that this land in the foreground tapers away to a V. Bearing in mind we know compression is a thing, because Ranty demonstrated it with his boats. He showed how flat they were. Think about a flat tyre. It's only flat at the bottom, isn't it? Well, the imagery that we're seeing at the horizon, for whatever reason, is also flat at the bottom. I don't know why it's that, but that flatness at the bottom is what they claim is drop behind the curvature. It was the exact phenomena that Ranty observed with his Blackpool observation, but because Blackpool Town was in front of it, it wasn't showing the compression because it was blocked by something in the middle ground. Well, this isn't the case, is it now? There's nothing there blocking the middle ground with a town, so we can see what's going on. So, because Roohif has got this red line, he thinks that the foreground mountains, the cliff faces, the cliff edges where there would be a beach if it was beachy, he thinks that this is all below the horizon. So all I've got to show is that this leading edge here that we see, the high contrast thing, if I can show that that is matched in the imagery with a flat plane, i.e. it hasn't gone behind, if this matches what it looks like on Google Earth, then it means that there is nothing that's gone behind the drop. Yes, it might be compressed, but I can match this. This categorically, 100%ly, and without any shadow of any doubt whatsoever, it demonstrates that there is compression in the image, and that which is being compressed is being misinterpreted by ball earthers as drop, and it isn't, and I'm now going to prove it. this is what you see if you get your Google Earth, you plot your XY coordinates where Sandra put them in the video, and then you line it up to Snaefell with the mast, and then zoom right in, pitch it up a little bit, and you can see clearly that the imagery on the left hand side is the same imagery as the right hand side, and this shows that there is compression in the image, just like Ranty showed with his boats, and the stuff is not falling behind the curve of the Earth as depicted by Roohif with his red line. It is being simply compressed. Why is it doing that? I don't know. All I know is that it does it. It's repeatable with boats. Ranty showed it many times, and the ball earthers are misrepresenting the compression caused by whatever to be the effect they call curvature, and the reality is it is demonstrably untrue. So, Roohif, are you going to renounce the ball earth claim now, when this shows categorically that it is not being dropped behind the curve? The mountain in the foreground, clear as day, is seen, it matches the observation, or are you going to keep pushing lies?